Today we'll talk about database as a service, AWS. So before we talk about database as a service in cloud, on cloud, AWS, we'd first talk about what database is all about, and in on-premise infrastructure, how is a database deployed. Database management system. What is a database? Database is also known as collection of records. It can be for a structured data, it can be for a unstructured data. What is a structured data? Structured data means the kind of data which follows certain pattern, like tables, which has got rows and columns. What are unstructured data? Like music and videos. So this is how we differentiate between structured and unstructured. There are another kind of data which is also known as semi-structured, but as of now, I would take two different kind of data in picture. One is structured and another unstructured. As I said, database is a collection of records. So we do need a database management system through which we can manage the data which is residing inside database. Database is none other than the physical files, and physical file has got collection of records inside it, which is also known as data, and it needs to be managed. When I say manage, it means how to retrieve the data, how to store the data, how to organize the data, how to modify the data, how to insert the data. To do all these management activities, we require a mechanism, and the mechanism is known as database management system. In our on-premise infrastructure, we do have a privilege wherein we need to deploy a database management system, and the business related issues would be worked on. The first task is to have an infrastructure ready. The moment infrastructure is ready, only then we can proceed with database deployment. To have an infrastructure ready, it takes around a good amount of time to build the server. Once the server is ready, the first thing that a database person has to do is to first install the database software, or in another word, we can say the engine needs to be installed. Once the engine is installed, then the database creation takes place. It takes a good amount of time for the creation of database. Once the database is created, while in the process of deploying, there are multiple factors which is related to operating system that has to be taken into consideration. For example, the mount points, the compatibility of OS with database, the compatibility of OS mount point file system with the log files and the different parameter files. Now, if God forbid some unusual thing happens to your operating system, there was a dependency of database on the operating system, and unfortunately, database will not be available for that. Understanding this consideration in picture, what AWS did, it provided us database as a service. So the database as a service, which focuses on the relational database management system, is known as RDS, or Relational Database Services. So we'll see how do we deploy a database using AWS. Instead of having an infrastructure ready, we have a privilege of directly deploying database, and the infrastructure part would be abstracted and kept and managed by AWS. What we need to focus on would rather be only on RDS. So we'll just click on services. We'll come to RDS. When we are deploying a database on an on-premise infrastructure, the first task that we do is we select that which database management system are we going to use. Will it be Percona DB, MariaDB, PostgreSQL, MySQL, Oracle, MS SQL? So we need to select the database engine. In the same way, while we are deploying a database using AWS services, the first thing we need to select is the engine. We don't have to purchase a license. We do not have to purchase anything because it is a fully managed service taken care by AWS. So all we need to do is select the engine. We'll just wait for the page to come in picture. Amazon has got its own engine, which is also known as Amazon Aurora. Amazon is promoting Aurora a lot. We would be proceeding with creation of a database. So we'll just click on dashboard. We'll just close this off. Currently, we do not have any database. We'll just click on create database. So the first option we'll get to select the engine. Amazon its own product, Amazon Aurora. We have